Hello, students. How are you all? I hope all of you are doing well. So today we are going to start with another session on legal updates. I also hope that you are revising all the legal updates that we have covered previously, and you are keeping your revision game on as well with regard to the GK and legal both, right? Because revision is the only thing that will take you uh, I mean, take everything that you're studying right now till December. Otherwise, we are all humans. We tend to forget things. So, yeah. So please be mindful of revision as well while we are adding up all these data in our minds, right? So let's start with today's session. So the first legal update that we have in hand is with regard to the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. Very important body. It is a statutory body. Now, what is statutory body? Any body which is constituted through any statute, right? So what statute are we talking about here in this case? So in 2007, NCPCR was set up, and that was done under a particular statute, and uh, it came into operation in 2007. It was introduced in 2005, came into operation in 2007. All these data are not very important, but you must remember that it is a statutory body. And what are statutory body? That also is something which is important, right? And let's see what are the main pointers with regard to this particular commission that we have. As the word suggests, as the name itself suggests, it is all about the child right, right? And when we talk about the child rights, where do we derive these, rights from? What are the main source of these rights? So we take all these perspectives from our Constitution of India. That is one. And the second is UN Convention on Rights of the Child. These two are very important again for the perspective part of the child right. Talking about the child right, wherein the meaning of child also becomes important, and the CPCR Act has given us a definition as well for the child. And in India, we consider anybody who is in a age group of 0 to 18 years will be considered as a child, right? So we treat them under we give them protection under this particular act. Now, what are the functions, right? What kind of functions do the authorities have under this particular commission? First thing first, do not forget that we have right to education under Constitution, right? You must have studied about right to education by now. Now, it is under Constitution also. We have got a statute with regard to that also, right? So we have both of those sources. Now, in consonance with that, NCPCR has certain uh, rights, certain functions. Now, what are those? First and foremost is that they can inquire into any complaint which has been filed to them regarding the violation of the act, right? Not only that, they can call the person who is under the complaint or any witness. So the authorities can, the courts can summon anyone, any individual or any particular person who can be a witness, or any person who would be having some kind of evidence regarding the violation of the law, right? Third is magisterial inquiry, means not just inquiry into the complaints. Yeah, in fact, a person can directly go to a magistrate and seek some inquiry from the magistrate, and magistrate can also get into the inquiry. You can file a writ petition in the High Court or in Supreme Court. I hope you know that writ petitions can only be filed in High Court and Supreme Court. And I would like you to please comment in the comment section as to what are the 5 writ petitions that we have in our country, right? So please write the name of all those 5 writ petition. I want to know whether you know about it or not. If you know, please showcase it in the comment box. If you do not know, please learn it and then, come a day later or an hour later and type it in the comment section below. Then comes the authorities, the NCPCR, they can approach the government for the prosecution of an offender as well, right? And certain relief can be given, interim relief in very easy word, or in very simplified version, you can think of it as a temporary relief. Okay, so for time being, till the time the trial is going on, till the time the entire case is on, maybe the child or anyone who is the victim, maybe they would need some kind of relief. So the court, the authorities can provide such relief, interim relief, the temporary relief to them as well. Now, talking about the composition, again, an important part. What is the composition of this entire body? First is there would be a chairperson and there would be 6 members, out of which there should be at least 2 women. And they are all appointed by the central government. Their tenure is of 3 years. And there are certain age eligibility as well with regard to the commission. And that is 65 years for the chairman. And for all the other 6 members, it is 60 years of age, right? Now, moving on to the next legal update that we have, and that is again something which is very worrisome, and that is about the Lokpal. It has come to the notice, right, that Lokpal has not prosecuted even a single person in last 3 years almost, right? Now, what is it actually about? Talking about the news basically says that, the director of inquiry has not prosecuted anyone so far, any person so far in under Lokpal and Lokayukta Act. Now, who is a director of inquiry? First, under the Act, Lokpal and Lokayukta, whenever you would hear about them, they are governed under Lokpal and Lokayukta Act 2013. Very important, very commonly asked, or say very commonly touched upon topic in law entrance examination. So please be mindful of this particular body. Now, who is the director of inquiry here? Can be anyone, but it should not be below the rank of the Joint Secretary of the Government of India. Okay, that is first. Second, they are appointed by the central government through certain procedures. There are certain procedures which are followed under central government through which they are appointed. Third is they are given the powers and functions to go for inquiries, to conduct inquiries that is referred to them through CVCs against any public servant or anyone involved in corruption, right? So that is something which is important. Now, talking about the Lokpal Act 2013, what are the highlights of it? First, very important, it is an ombudsman. Okay, so they take care of those cases which are related to anti-corruption, right? So if there is a public servant, it covers all the public servants, by the way, and it includes prime minister as well, right? So if any minister, any prime minister or any public servant who has been found to be involved in corruption in any which ways, such person can be tried under Lokpal Act of 2013. And there is one exception here, and that is armed forces. Armed forces, they have their separate set of laws for corruption and all the offenses, and they are not considered under this particular act, right? Next is, the act also provides that the authority, they can go for attachment and confiscation of the property which has been, taken into possession through some corrupt means a person has was of corrupt nature, and through corruption they have acquired certain property. So such property can be confiscated by the authority when they get to know about it. And when the law came in 2013, it was mandated for every state to establish one Lokayukta Adalat in their state, at least one, right, within 1 year. So that is also one of the very interesting points. And the last one is with regard to the whistleblowers. Yeah, so there are people who come and give information about these public servants and prime minister. Since they are all very powerful people, of course, if there is a common man, right, or a common woman, if they come up with any complaints with regard to such powerful people, there would be certain risk on their lives. So the authorities also take care of their protection, right? So that is also mentioned in the act. Now, in furtherance to that, talking about the inquiry, right? How inquiry and all take place. Under this act, first is that they can go for investigation. They have the power of superintendence and direction over the entire investigation that takes place. And no matter what agency, which agency is taking care of the investigation, they would be having a upper hand over it, be it CBI or any other body. Then comes, they can even call the public servant or the public officer to the court, right? They can call them, they can question them, and they are supposed to answer it. And a summon can be sent to such public servant, right? And if in case of the investigation, if there is uh, any officer who is in CBI and they are investigated into a particular, I mean, they are investigating a particular case. If they are referred by the Lokpal, in such case, such officers, such CBI investigating officers transfer cannot be approved, right? Or he or she cannot be transferred to any other particular state without the approval of Lokpal. So if any investigating officer of CBI has to be transferred, a prior approval of Lokpal becomes important. So that is how powerful Lokpal becomes through this act. Now, talking about the certain timelines here, the investigation goes on for 6 months. It can be extended in special cases if the reasons are laid out for further 6 months, but not more than that. And yeah, there can be certain special courts also, which if there are certain special needs, if there are certain special experts that are needed, or special kind of inquiry or investigation that is required in a particular case, special courts can also be instituted with reference to the Lokpal, right? So this was Lokpal and Lokayukta, very important topic, guys. So please read about it, right? Whenever you get any article in the newspaper, be focused on it. Always pay attention on those kind of news. That is the only reason why we are having all these conversation, right? I mean, the entire session of legal updates, so that you get to know what all topics become important and where you should keep the focus and where should you not even get deeper into the topics, because there can be situations wherein you may get very deep into the topic just out of interest or just out of the FOMO, and you may waste your time. And I know how valuable the time is, especially for you, considering that you're in school, preparing with your tuition, with your peers, with your parents' pressure, everything. So I get it. Okay, moving on to the next one, National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. Let's learn about it. I hope, I'm assuming that you would have read about it in the newspaper here and there, because there is always some or other news with regard to this particular body that we keep seeing. So there has been a news that the NCST, it has been dysfunctional for last 4 years because they have not given any report to Parliament. They're supposed to submit certain reports and they have not submitted it. Okay, fine. Now, what is government saying then? What are they answering? All of that is not of our concern. What do we need to learn here is about this commission, about this body. So this NCST was established under Constitution, under Article 338, and through an amendment of 338A also. So that was through an amendment that they got the constitutional position. And along with NCST, there was NCSC also that was established. NCST is for National Commission for Scheduled Tribes, and NCSC is National Commission for Scheduled Caste, right? So we have both of these bodies, and again, important ones. Now, talking about the composition, so there would be a chairperson, there would be a vice chairperson, and there would be three members. There would be other members also who would have the tenure of 3 years, right? Now, the chairperson here is given a rank of a union cabinet minister, and the vice chairperson, he or she is the minister of state, and all the other members are almost equivalent to the rank of secretary. So that is important. Now, talking about the appointment composition, we got to know. What about the appointment? They are all appointed by the president. And it is compulsory that out of the entire set of members, there should be at least one woman member in the commission. And talking about the tenure, their tenure is of 3 years, and they cannot be appointed for more than 2 terms. Okay, so consecutively they can be appointed for 2 terms, but not further, right? So just for your information, do not get very much deeper into it. Just take it very easy. Now, talking about the powers that they have the power to investigate and monitor those matters wherein any scheduled caste or scheduled tribe, means their respective commission I'm talking about. If it is NCSC, it will be taking care of SC, and if it is NCST, it will be taking care of the safeguard of STs, right? So they basically have the function of safeguarding the rights and interests of SC and STs, and to ensure that they are not discriminated, they are not subjected to any violence on the ground of them belonging to ST and SC's communities, right? So that is something which is important, and they are authorized to collect all the complaints and investigate into matter and monitor and work on the development of SC and STs and evaluate certain progress. Now, in furtherance to that, they were supposed to submit the annual report to the government, right? Every year, they were supposed to submit the reports, which they did not do, and that is why it has come up in the news, right? So these were the basic information that you need to be aware of with regard to NCST and NCSC. Both of them goes hand in hand. So whenever you study about NCST, just have a look on NCSC also, almost similar. There would be just few entry cases which would be different. However, that is not to be focused right now. You go to the college when you will be doing the research and project, maybe then you can get a bit deeper into it, but now it is not required, right? Just focus on the articles, just focus on the details that we're discussing in the session. I think that would be more than enough, right? So that would be it from my side, students. Thank you so much. And if you have any question, if there's anything I can help you with, please let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget, I asked you one question, and that was about the names of the writ petitions that we can file in High Court and Supreme Court. Please write the name of those 5 writ petitions in the comment section below, right? So that would be it from my side, students. Thank you so much and take very good care of yourself. I'll see you in the next session.